Hello and welcome back to the Lime Tree Sessions with me, Jack Milcrease.
Tony Filskirk.
And Scott Charlton.
And Alex Williams.
Oh, you can see there's a delay there. Alex has joined us once again from New Jersey.
I'm glad you were overturned.
I like Ghostbusters.
Whoa, this isn't Wonderwall. What are you doing?
Oh, you get what's going on, Lee?
Wrong. So I was known on Saturday as Cack Milcrease. How we doing, Alex?
Not bad, not bad. How are you?
Good, yeah.
Doing
Aye, smashing. We've just recorded a Halloween special, haven't we?
We have, yeah, which is why we're slightly late in calling, Alex, and hence why the podcast may appear ever so slightly shorter this week, but that's all cool. Yeah, we've just done a version. Are we telling them what it is?
Should we just say it's a Halloween special? We'll not tell them what song.
It'll come out on Halloween.
It'll come out on Halloween, and we're going to have some guests.
Yes, we're going to try and get someone.
Yeah, so...
As soon as they all say yes.
Yes.
It's coming out on Halloween itself.
It is,
Yeah,
'cause it's
we
the
always
Monday.
release on Monday, and it's Halloween's a Monday, so it'll come out on Halloween.
It is a Monday. Oh, fancy! I wonder what it could be.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, if we get a preview while I see you, Alex, well, I'll show you. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
was gonna say I don't know this. I'm out of the loop here.
It was kind of-
I'm wondering what it is.
it's kind of last minute. I
It
guess.
was, yeah, it was.
Yeah, like I wanted to do. Well, I'll tell everyone what I wanted to do originally, even
Yeah.
because it's not exactly a giveaway. I wanted to do Ghostbusters. I thought that might have been kind of cool. But
I'm glad you were overturned.
I like Ghostbusters.
It is a good
That's
song,
what
to be fair.
That is like my least favorite Halloween song that gets played.
Oh, it's a banger. It's an absolute banger. Anyway, but that's what we've been up to basically. So we'll start off with what we always talk about at the beginning: the gigs. How have your gigs been this week?
Gigs have been good. We only had
Yeah,
two this
only
week.
two. Saturday and Sunday, wasn't
We
it?
had Friday off,
Lovely.
which was
Oh, it was very nice.
nice to have a Friday off, to be fair. Where we were again?
We're in Barnsley on Saturday,
We
weren't we?
were.
And then on Sunday we were in Hartlepool.
Nice. You
Yes,
live in
we-
Barnsley, like you're always down that way.
What we're down there?
Right, we're always
Sheffield,
down there.
Doncaster, and Barnsley. That's where we live.
Yeah.
Down there. But no, they were good gigs.
Both
We were,
clubs?
we were. Aye, but
Both places we've been before,
yes, both clubs.
Yeah.
so you sort of know what to expect. So
Yeah.
it's pretty easy.
Yeah, now it happened that it's out of the blue. It's now
Just-
it's funny happened. Or just
Yeah, nothing good,
Nice
nothing
gigs.
bad. It was just a plain gig, which I'd rather.
Yeah, I think like
especially considering we were trying out new songs as
We
well.
were
weren't we?
trying
So-
out quite a few new songs, so I'd not have that stress of people
Yeah.
jumping on stage or anything like that. So it's like,
I find that like if I'm doing a gig and I'm not enjoying it, shall we say, for whatever reason, I like play the songs that I can play with my eyes closed, just to kind of
so you can close your eyes.
well,
Yeah.
You say, I'm not here. I'm anywhere else.
Just kind of
but
tune
here."
out.
Yeah.
yeah. To be fair, I do it to sort of almost like it's like on autopilot, and I just like get it done faster. Maybe I don't know. So instead of like you say, instead of trying something new out, I'll just go right. Well, I'll just play this and just
Yeah.
So all pub owners out there, if Jack starts playing Wonderwall, it means he hates your pub.
I don't actually do Wonderwall unless it's like requested. But then what I do is I freak people out by doing it like a mashup with Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day. And people go,
right.
"Whoa, this isn't Wonderwall. What are you doing?"
Oh, you get what's going on, Lee?
yeah, yeah.
Blasphemy.
It's like, and then they go, "Oh, it sounds the same as ours." So, yeah.
Actually, Lyndon, it's funny you said about people jumping on stage. The week before that,
Oh,
someone actually did jump on stage.
Yes.
Really?
Because we didn't do a podcast last week, so
Right.
at one of the gigs, I can't remember where it was, but a bloke got up on. Actually, they all had wigs as well, didn't they?
Yeah. Oh, it was mental.
This bloke had this box of wigs, and he was just, literally put them on stage where we were playing, and people just kept coming up when they were dancing and picked a wig out to put on, and they'd change them round and they'd share them about.
Where was
It was
this?
mental.
Somewhere in Doncaster.
Was it Doncaster?
Yeah.
That's how they roll.
Well, there you go.
in Doncaster.
Some young lads. Luckily enough, the bloke who obviously the compare, whatever he was, he did come up and told them to get off.
Aye.
So, and they didn't do it then anymore. But yeah,
It was mental.
as soon as he jumped out, I thought, right, here we
Actually,
go.
he put his arm around Kelvin, didn't he?
He did, yes.
Put his arm around Kelvin, bless him.
Oh,
Poor
like,
sod. So, how was your gigs anyway?
Canny. I was at Stack Seaburn on Friday, home away from home.
I was going to say,
Oh.
talk about us going to Doncaster all the time.
Yeah.
You're all at Stack?
So was it Stack? His is a lot closer than
I
ours.
actually have some good news about that. Don't know if I'm allowed. Yeah, I can talk about it. I think by the time this comes out, I think I can talk about it. I've been very kindly asked to host the new buskers at Stack Newcastle.
Oh, when it
So-
opens back up.
Yeah.
You're doing both Stacks.
Yeah. So I
Stackmaster.
He is the
Stackman.
Stackman.
Stack man.
Stack Milcrease.
We've got a title. We've
Yes.
got a title.
Jack from Stack.
Jack from Stack. That's what you will be.
Yeah. So yeah, very very nice of them to ask, and obviously I said yes because it'll be
Yeah,
mint.
that's great.
I'll leave it at that because I'm not sure how much I'm meant to say.
Yes.
But I've been asked and I've said yes, so that'll be
Get in.
that'll be
What
really
day
cool.
will it be on? Do you know that?
It's a Monday night.
Also, Monday and Wednesday.
Monday and Wednesday. Monday for Newcastle, Wednesday for Seaburn.
Cool.
And I'm very chuffed with it. It'll be really
Yeah,
cool.
definitely.
I bet.
And then on the Saturday,
He doesn't have to do any more Wonderball pubs.
I was to say, yeah. And then on the Saturday, I was at HMV Gateshead in the Metro Centre, and I did a set of original tunes to promote my EP called In My Stride as part of National Album Day,
Yeah.
which was really cool. The guy at HMV, Stephen, he's a great lad. He recorded a bunch of it.
I was going to say, is he the one that does the YouTube channel? and all
Yeah,
that?
yeah. So if you want to check out his channel out, it's called Lonely Tree Entertainment. And there's quite a few videos of me on there now because he's been filming all the ones that I've been doing there, which is cool. And it was really weird because there was a moment, it was great, it was so surreal. I was playing, and I was probably like 3 or 4 songs in,
Right.
and there was a stand with like the records and CDs
yeah,
on of my album, or EP I should say. And in the middle of this song, this lass like picks one up and goes, "I'm buying one." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
That is cool.
So that was really cool.
I bet
And
I was lush,
it happened
yeah.
like maybe 3 or 4 times. So we sold a few records, which was really cool.
I saw your TikTok, like you going to buy one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
That was my personal idea.
Was it?
What's
Of
that?
course.
we thought it'd be a good laugh, like, because I asked Stephen about it, and he was like, "Yeah, someone will sort you out." And I went, "No, I want you to be in the video," because I knew he would like act.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it ended up being great. It was dead funny. But what was really funny was though, because all the other members of staff were on the counter, they thought I was actually buying my record.
Oh no.
And I had to go. No, it was just for TikTok
It's
sort
just
of
for
thing. Because
TikTok.
obviously he made it look real by printing the receipt and all that
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of stuff. Sorry to ruin the illusion, but you must have known it was fake.
Ah,
But anyway,
I was convinced
He's not,
by
gonna,
your
he's
beat.
not gonna buy his own one when he's got a bunch of them sitting in his red room, you know?
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
I will say this. I wasn't going to mention this, but I think I will because it was quite funny. So when HMV advertised
Oh, yes, I know what you're
when
talking
HMV advertised it, they spelt my name wrong. Now I always expect people to spell Milkreast wrong, because it's a difficult name to spell and pronounce. But they got Jack spelt wrong, so I was known on Saturday as Cack Milkreast. So
We had Stack Milkreast,
Stack
now Cack
Milkreast, Cack
Milkreast.
Milkreast.
The Milkreast family is expanding here, you know?
They
I know.
certainly are.
We said it sounds like a really bad tribute act. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
it does.
Cack Milkreast. So, but anyway,
Like the Antarctic monkeys.
I
Is
I
that,
walk.
is that your goal? You get to a point one day where you've got bad
Your own
tribute acts of
tribute
your
band,
music.
yeah.
I wouldn't mind, like that'd be all right.
I mean,
Be
you
quite funny.
certainly know you've gotten somewhere if you've got a tribute band.
If you
Yeah.
had a tribute
Are you-
band, does that mean we'd have tribute people as well?
We would.
Because
I'm about to say, you're no longer playing in a Wonderwall pub. You get to go see a tribute band of your music playing in a
Yes.
Wonderwall pub
Yeah.
instead. You've got like tribute Lyndon, tribute Scott,
Yeah, exactly.
tribute Soph. You know, the whole band. You know,
Oh,
They'd
God.
probably
see if they'd match the haircuts.
They'd probably
Aye.
be better than
Probably.
me.
Aye,
so.
all of them better musicians. Hey,
But yeah,
God.
I thought that was hilarious. I was like, because I walked in as well, and Stephen was like, "I didn't do that," you know. And I was like, "All right, well, who didn't?" He went, "I don't know." And I was like, "Okay, fair enough." So, but yeah, it was a good gig, and it was kind of cool to celebrate National Album Day. All the HMVs were doing it, so it was cool to be a part of it, despite the name change. But yeah, it was really good.
Nice
Cool.
one.
It is quite cool seeing it on HMV. Like, I think I messaged you about it, Jack. But I said the same to Kelly. I was like, I know we've seen the vinyl like made and we've sold some at the gigs and stuff. But a weird moment for me was when I saw someone's Instagram story a couple of weeks back who had bought one, and it had the receipt and it had like your name and like the EP, and it was like Jack
Yeah,
Milkreast in my
Yeah.
stride on the receipt, and it was like when you actually buy something in the shop, it's like, oh, it's a real item now. It's out in the world. It's out of our hands, kind of thing. You know?
Crazy.
It's
Very
weird.
surreal.
It's very strange. Still not really used to it, to be honest. Quite a lot of people in where I'm from, Chesley Street, have bought it. And I was doing the rounds the other day, dropping off a few records, and my mum's hairdresser bought one, and apparently she's put it up on the wall.
Oh, really? That's
So,
cool.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Do you get your hair cut there, or is it just your mum?
Well, this is the thing. I used to.
Oh, you used to.
and I
Oh,
don't-
you go. You go to the different one now, don't
Yeah,
you?
I don't anymore. So they can't really say Jack gets his hair cut here, but they can say Jack's mum gets her hair cut there. So
Yeah,
Jack used to get his haircut here. you know?
Jack used to get his haircut here. Yeah.
Before
Aye.
we got big, you know.
He's an absolute sellout. Doesn't get his haircut here anymore.
It's when he had his old hair, you know, when he had his metalhead hair. Now
Aye,
he's
aye.
got this
To be
curly
fair,
country hair.
That's actually when I changed.
Yeah.
And it's not, and it's a. I won't name the hairdressers, but it's a great place, and obviously I am not slagging them off anyway. I'm not. I don't know why I said that. I'm really not
we're
slagging
gonna
them
be
off.
sued.
I know, but they don't listen. It's fine.
Oh, that's it.
It's
Next, first the hairdressers. Next, we'll be getting sued by Coffee Bank. Here again, we're going to go stop working.
Oh no,
with
definitely
the
go
places.
definitely go to Coffee Bank. I went the other day and had a sandwich. It was great. Coffee Bank in Chelsea Street's great.
They'll have to put an EP up on the wall as well.
Well,
Recorded a session here.
I was joking on
That's
about
it.
that because it would be cool to get like a photo of it in, but like it would be weird if I
Yeah,
presented that. You know what I mean? So
He presented that. Well, I think Scott can safely say, you know, he can vote for them. He can say, Coffee Bank, cracking biscuits. You know,
Oh,
get
yes, I
yourself down
can.
yeah,
Why?
there. You ate the whole bloody packet.
it's me go-to. Like
They were
it's great.
bloody lovely.
Okay, it's now time for.
What do you listen to?
We'll go with Scott first.
Me?
Yeah.
Right. I've been listening to Mark Owen's recent solo album.
Really?
Take That. Yes.
Yeah, I like Mark Ronalds.
Have you listened to it yet, Lyndon?
I
'Cause
still
I
haven't,
told you,
I
I
still
keep telling
haven't,
them to. Honestly, it is.
Lyndon likes Take That.
I do.
It is so cool, this solo album. And there's a song in particular called Rio, which I've been playing non-stop. It's like this guitar-heavy track. There's a solo in it and everything. It's mint. And I've been singing like because he's on tour at the moment. And I've seen clips of him playing like live. And he's a right showman, mind. I didn't realise he's such a showman. But it's a wicked solo album. Rio in
It was
particular.
like that. Would take that as well.
Yeah. As soon as I think of Take That, I just think of Robbie being the main showman and Take That. But
Yeah.
Doesn't that
no.
depend when you got into? Take
I
That,
suppose,
though?
yeah.
I mean,
But
Robbie is my favourite. Like,
yeah,
Robbie
he
has
is
that.
the coolest. He's the
There's that old
coolest.
album he did, like live from the Royal Albert Hall in like 2006 or something like that, and it's absolutely class. He did like a version of My Way by Sinatra, and it's
All right, I've not heard
great.
that.
It's absolutely. It's old. It's like 2006, and it's on YouTube, and you can tell it's 2006 because he's
Right.
got that greasy gelled spiky haircut.
yeah.
And it's it's absolutely. And at the end of it was kind of like a Albert Hall, but everyone was in like tuxedos and like dressed up, and the floor area was like tables, kind of like an award show would be.
All right, yeah. I
It was
see
kind
what
of
you
like
mean,
a
aye.
cabaret night, like a night with Robbie Williams kind of thing.
He's good at them, like
yeah.
he's good at them.
He had the full like orchestral band behind him and stuff, and he finished with My Way, and it was stellar. Very, very
Yeah.
good.
But Mark Owen, Rio, have a listen to it. Right, Lyndon, what about you?
Well, I'm going to pick Queen's newest release.
Have you not heard
Have you
about
not
this,
heard
Jack?
it?
Newest release.
What?
Yeah,
Queen have released a few days. What it says? I don't know when it is. It was a week ago.
It would have been Friday gone.
They released a song that they had recorded ages ago. It's got Freddie on it.
All right.
Called "Face It Alone," and it's sort of modern production.
It's
Yeah.
weird hearing Freddie's voice modern in it.
It sounds like it's been a little bit tuned. I'm not going to lie.
Sure.
So they've sort of, it's sacrilege to Freddie's voice, but it's a fantastic song. You can
Yeah.
tell why they didn't release it at the time. It's not like a big Queen anthem,
Right.
but it's
It's
still...
weird seeing Brian's hair. I've just looked at the cover.
Yeah, that's the
photo,
one.
like-
Yeah. Yellow cover with them all on. But
Yeah.
no, it's really good. You should have a listen if you've not heard it. It's-
Oh, cool.
How did I not hear about that? I thought that would have been bigger news. I haven't.
It-
heard
I mean, it's
anything
number
about
one.
I hadn't heard.
Is it actually?
It's number one, so...
Are we just so out of the loop, Alex? I didn't even know it was a
To be honest, I didn't
mean,
until Lyndon told
it.
me
I don't
on
listen to the
Saturday.
radio. To be fair,
Wow.
yeah, I don't listen to the radio even when I was living in the UK, so I don't know what's in the charts. So like, unless someone tells me about it, or I see it on social media, I don't know.
Well, you
Even
only
on like
go listen to
Instagram and
it.
Facebook and Twitter and stuff. But I'll definitely be listening to that. Like,
Yeah.
I'll listen to anything Queen put out.
Excellent. Alex, do you want to go next?
Sure, mine's quite an opposite end of the spectrum from
Here we go.
from the masterpiece of Queen. Jack already knows about this. I'll try not to go too far down the rabbit hole. Someone who I've listened to for a little while, like his new stuff. I started listening in 2021, but I never gone back and looked down his previous history. Bo Burnham, the
Yes.
comedian
Oh
musician,
yeah.
I love Bob Burnham.
and I'd discovered him when his Inside album came out in 2021 and stuff, and when it started going viral on TikTok, his All Eyes on Me track and Jeffrey Bezos and all that funny stuff. And I eventually watched the full special on Netflix Inside a few months back, and I thought that was really, really good. But then I'm a really fan of like reaction videos, so I started watching some people reacting to his stuff, And everybody says you need to go back and watch the earlier live specials before you had like his mental breakdown and went on a 5-year break, basically. And so I did that, and his special "Make Happy," which is the last one he did in 2015 before he like went off the rails because he kept having like panic attacks during the tour. So we called the rest of the tour off and didn't perform for 5 years, and then he was going to come back and perform in 2020, but then COVID happened and stopped that. That's why he made the Inside album. That's the special that has the song taking the piss out of country music, which is the one I said, Jack.
I know it's
with, like joking about I think it's called Pandering, I think is the name of the song, I'm not sure. It's basically taking the mick out of modern stadium country, how it's just a bunch of rich white guys pretending to be relatable to local middle class, like working class people, writing generic lyrics that all sound the same. My favorite line of that entire song is there's a part of like the chorus, and he refers to the fact that they'll always be drinking a Bud Light with the logo facing out, you know, because they're all sponsored by like American beer brands. No, so I listened to that, and is particularly on the Inside album itself. Two things I've been listening to is he has a song called "White Woman's Instagram,"
Yes,
which is just
it's
really
such
funny.
a good song.
I've not heard that.
It's really funny.
I can imagine
It's very
how...
funny.
I'll play it for you afterwards.
Right.
The song's funny, but the music video is even funnier because it's filmed in the 4:3 aspect, in like the
Oh,
square
is
aspect
it?
ratio, like of an Instagram post,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
just all like the stereotypical like white girl post on Instagram with like latte form art and like daisies in their eyes and all that kind of crap,
It's really
and like
good.
hiding behind a big lollipop doing the eye thing, all that crap. But no, he's actually, the thing I was listening to a lot is, I'm presuming you know about Lyndon, his song called "Can't Handle This" in brackets
Yes.
Kanye Rant,
Yeah.
which is the last thing he ever performed before disappearing. It's annoyingly, the song isn't out on streaming. You can't actually listen to it. You have to watch the video, which is a bit of a stuff because I don't have YouTube Premium or anything. But it's annoyingly catchy for what it is. It's a very comedic song, but he's actually talking about very real issues about like things that are affecting him, but he's disguising them as jokes, which is kind of his whole thing, really. But no, it's definitely a rabbit hole of a comedian because you can go
really
down
good.
very far back and learn about all of his stuff.
Right.
But the Inside album itself, if you haven't listened to all of it, you've probably heard bits of it on TikTok, but if you haven't listened to all of it, give the whole special a watch. It's very well done given the fact it was just him in a room on his own. The productions, I know he had outside engineers who worked on it, but the actual filming of it and the production of it is surprisingly tidy, given it's just him in a room. I think the one you'll like the most, Scott, is a song called "Welcome to the Internet."
Yeah,
which
Is this the song you want on the playlist? Welcome to the Internet. This is the one.
Stick either "Welcome to the Internet" or "White Woman Instagram," whichever you
Right.
like.
I might
better.
do both on. I'll put both on.
But yes, he's very funny, but he also is like talks about a lot of like real things that bother people,
Right.
especially during COVID. So
Yeah.
he's very funny to watch. I don't usually like comedy music. I usually find it very cringe, but he does it very well because he's very self-aware of the fact that it's usually cringe. So he kind of plays on to that. But yeah, Bo Burnham.
Nice one.
Give him a listen if you haven't.
Jack, what about you?
Excellent. Before I say mine, just to point out and touch on what Scott just said there, we do a Spotify playlist every week containing these songs. So if you like what you've heard, you don't fucking
If you
know
like
yet.
the idea
I
of
got
a-
a swallow.
No?
If you,
Start that again, really.
I was going to say I'll start that again. If you like what you might have been heard suggest, if you like what you've been
like
suggested,
what you might have been heard.
No, if you like
what you might have
the
been heard.
sound of what we're talking about,
yeah.
they're going to be in a playlist.
If you want to hear what we've been listening
Yes,
to,
that's a
better.
better way
That's
of putting
better,
it.
isn't it? We'll not cut in any of that because times of
You
the
can
essence.
hear our flaws.
Yes. But if you
Yes.
would like to hear what we are recommending, there is a Spotify playlist, and we always put it in the description of the YouTube video. And if you're listening on streaming services, you'll be able to find it really easily.
If you just
because
search
if you-
Lime Tree Sessions, yeah.
it
Find
comes
the
up.
profile, yeah.
But also, like
Jack-
on our page, it comes up there.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Jack, as you can hear, Jack's train of thought is about as efficient as Great Western Railway.
Right, what's your song anyway, Jack? What have you been listening to?
every week I struggle with this, right? Because like I feel like I listen to the same things.
I'm the same, to be fair.
So on the way here, I put on my, Apple recommends these songs sort of thing. The weekly mix up or whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go with a song that is on my favorite album of this artist, and it's called "You May Be Right" by Billy Joel.
All right.
Because that Glass Houses album is my favorite. I think it's a great album. Yeah, absolute banger. I just think like the album itself, it's like it's not got any of the hits on.
Right.
I would say, like it doesn't have. Which is always
What
me.
is the biggest song on that album?
All for Lena, or Still Rock and Roll to Me.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's pretty big. But I mean, I think You May Be Right's a pretty big song. But it wasn't like a really commercially successful album.
Right.
It was just kind of like
Popular with the fans, I suppose.
I think so. I think it's a great album. It's a bit more rock and roll kind of thing.
Nice
so.
off the radar Billy Joel album, I suppose.
I'd say so. The
Yeah.
cover's quite cool as well because he's smashing up this greenhouse.
That is
So-
pretty rock and roll.
So yes, You May Be Right by Billy Joel.
Smashing up a greenhouse.
Maybe Sophie's type of rock and roll.
What's smashing
Yeah.
up?
Yeah,
Nah.
greenhouse.
Oh, she wouldn't like smashing up greenhouses.
Fair enough.
Definitely
fair
not.
enough.
Hiya, Soph. Okay, so as we're recording this, it is 3 days away from me and Sophie. We're going to New York on Friday. I can't really put into words how it feels, right? Because it feels like someone's just been lying to us the whole time. We're not actually going. Like it feels weird. I've never been to the States. Sophie's been to Florida, but she's never been to New York. So it'll be first time in New York and first time in America for me. And we're going over basically to visit Alex and Kelly who live in New Jersey. But we're doing a few bits and bobs. Alex, do you want to elaborate on what we're doing?
I was going to say a few bits and bobs is a bit of an understatement. Kelly actually, it's funny you mention it. Kelly actually asked me last night, we were going to get like an optician's exam for her, and she asked me, she was like, so what are we actually up to while they're here? And I went, well.
You don't want to know.
Let me tell you.
Several hours later.
Because but the bottom line is we had to download an app, which is basically like a geographic-based itinerary planner, so that you put places you're planning to go within a city, and it maps them out for you geographically, so you can kind of plan a logical route rather than doubling back on yourself.
What's the app called?
It's called Peblar. There's a bunch
Peblar.
of them, but this is just the one that came up on my app store.
It sounds
first
really
and had
interesting,
good
actually.
reviews. So you just choose a city that you go into, and you pop in all your locations. You tell it the date, so then you can, for each day of your trip, plan like an itinerary.
Right.
So I basically took her through that, and I was like, here's what we're doing. Because obviously on some of the days that Jack and Sophie are here, she's off work and doing stuff with her. Mainly the sightseeing days, like the weekend and the Wednesday before they leave. But on the Monday, Tuesday, she's at work, and that's the day where we're basically doing work. But I'm going to have them knackered is the bottom line of it, because they get here the Friday night. As soon as they get off the plane and into the airport, I'm sticking one of my overcoats on Jack and filming them in the airport terminal for a segment of an upcoming music video, which will keep as a surprise of what video it is. But as soon as he basically gets into the country and through customs, he's getting a camera stuck
Straight to work.
That's
Straight away.
if he gets into the country.
Hi, that's a
Well,
point.
that's it. You know what I mean? It's as long as he doesn't try and turn up with anything suspicious. But no. So we got that, and then Saturday is all sightseeing. It's just the big stuff. We're doing the World Trade Center. We're doing Brooklyn Bridge, all the big touristy stuff.
Very nice.
Sunday we're spending it in New Jersey, and that's when we're at a recording studio, or a photography studio, filming another music video. And then later that day, we're going up to like a park on a hilltop that overlooks New York skyline to shoot a live music video, which again, we'll keep a surprise, but it's a live music video, so that'll be interesting. For all of this, we've had to organise the hire of some guitars because Jack doesn't want to pay a fortune and have to ship his guitars over here.
Do you know what
for a few
guitars you're
days.
getting? Do you
Yes.
know- what are you getting?
It's funny you mention it. We had a bit of a conversation about it because my inexperience of guitars. But yeah, the exact models I can't quite remember, but we're getting a Fender electric, and we're getting a
Fender Strat
A Strat, right?
and is it a Taylor
it's
acoustic?
a Taylor,
Taylor
it's a Taylor
acoustic.
acoustic. Yeah,
Ah, right.
So
I can't remember the exact model, but it is a Taylor.
Very nice.
yeah.
So we're hiring that, and then on a Sunday, luckily we've got my missus who can drive here, so she'll be driving me around between those places on the Sunday. And then the Monday she's at work, and Jack's basically making me taking him to all these interesting spots. He wants to go all to like see places where movies were shot and like album covers and
Well, I
stuff.
definitely got to, haven't you?
And then on the Tuesday, we're working again, filming the rest of the music video, the big music video in and around the city. And because Soph doesn't want to have to get carted around with her, I believe she's going to either see like a Broadway matinee show that afternoon, or I don't know, she's basically going to pop off on our own for a bit. And
wander
hopefully
about.
we'll find her
This
again.
doesn't sound like much of a holiday, more of a work trip.
It's a bit both.
A bit of
It's
both, half and
really.
half.
It's kind of like, well, but I was talking about it the other day, like me and Soph, and like I was saying it's kind of half work, kind of half, you know, holiday. And Soph was like, it's all holiday for me. I'm not doing anything, you know, sort of
Too
thing.
right,
So,
too right.
but you know, I mean, if you look at the Pebble thing, I'll show you it later.
I will do, I.
If you look at the Pebble thing of the map of everything that we're doing, it just looks like someone's just like a kid's just drawn all over it. There's that much on
here,
it.
then
All
here,
over the
then
map.
here, then here.
So
There is a lot, yeah. The big thing that, like I said, Soph's basically coming for a holiday, and also she's coming for like food, basically. Because
I'm gonna die, me. Like I don't think I'm gonna be able to hack a lot of the food that we'll have, you know.
We're going to have to find a new guitarist.
I'm singer.
Basically going over it, it's like when they first get here, we're driving home from the airport to our hotel. Probably gonna grab like just something quick, like a fast food thing, like Taco Bell or whatever, or like a Wendy's. The Saturday, we're going out for Italian food in the night. The Sunday, we're going to a burger restaurant in the night time. The Monday night, Sophie has a surprise plan for Jack, so I can't discuss what they're doing that night. The Tuesday night, Jack has a surprise plan for Soph, so I can't discuss what they're doing that night. And then the Wednesday, we're going to Brooklyn for like food and drinks before they go home on the Thursday. So, and on the Sunday morning, we're going to an American diner for a full like breakfast. So Jack's going to be Jack's going to come back 2 stone heavy. Was basically what's going to happen here.
In a coma.
I think the thing is though, right? The videos that we're shooting on the Sunday, I'll probably still like look all right, but by the Tuesday, I think I'll just be like in a food coma. I'll be like, oh.
Well, luckily the Tuesday is the video where you're going to be more in like layers and a coat, so you can hide it a little bit. Whereas the Sunday video, you're going to be more kind of like t-shirt kind of vibes, like and like denim jacket. So we've planned it so that he adds layers along the trip, so that as he puts the weight on, it's less noticeable.
No, but it sounds like you're gonna have a mint time, like.
I know.
I can't wait to hear about how you got on, like.
I know the vlog is gonna be.
Think of the vlog,
Think
Jack.
of the vlog
And the pod.
Honestly,
and the
Scott.
pod.
Think of the podcast.
I know.
Honestly, Scott,
When
that's
you get
all he
back.
said. Everything we've planned, he's gone, will this look good on the vlog? And
that's
he's got
the
to
thing
think-
you've got to. It's like when
That's
we-
all your
vlog.
holidays about.
It's like, is it worth paying this amount of money for this? Yes, it is, because think of the vlog.
Think of the
Well, that's
vlog.
it. We are doing a lot of stuff. Like obviously, some of it, like most of the stuff we're doing, I've done before. But there is a couple of things that we're doing that I haven't done before.
Right.
So it will still be like we're going up to Yankee Stadium at one point. I haven't been there before. We're going on something called the Roosevelt Tramway, which is like a tram car that takes you across to Roosevelt Island.
Yeah.
I haven't done that before. Soph wants to go to a couple of places that I haven't been before, like there's a special bakery and like some bookshops and stuff. So there is stuff that I won't have done. But it is nice like showing them around. But like honestly, speaking of Scott, in terms of like you were saying, if I'm getting here, it's kind of funny the level of planning we've gone to, even just as far as like he's flying here and he's airport. When my mum came here, bless her, back in June for my wedding, she hadn't flown transatlantic since like 2003. And a lot's changed since then. So I made her like a full-on like guide of like how to get from Newcastle through London Heathrow Airport to where she needs to be, and other places she's got to go. And when Jack was like last week, Jack was asking about it. He's like, I've got a couple of questions because I've been to London before, but I haven't like transferred through internationally there. So is there a certain area of the terminal you got to go to? And I went, you know what, Jack, screw it. I'll just send you the guide that I made my mother.
Yeah.
So,
Good idea.
So he's got this like cheat guide, but it's all a big ploy, Scott, really, because obviously Soph usually plans the trips, right, and Jack just turns up. Whereas this time it's the other way around. Jack's planned the whole. Well,
Yes.
Alex has planned the whole trip, and Soph's just turning up. But Jack's got all these things so that he can make it look to Soph like, no, I know what I'm doing. I've got
Knows what
this
you're
all
doing.
sorted.
Well, she's
Don't
going to know
worry,
now.
Soph.
No, it's a good
No,
job.
you'll be aware when it comes
It's
out.
a good job that this podcast comes out when we come back.
Yes.
So
I will do, yeah.
she'll- you know,
the day you come
Then she
back.
can have words with you.
Yeah, then she'll know.
No, but I hope he's having
Oh.
mint time. I'm looking forward to how it
Yeah,
went.
should be good.
I know. Well, it just means that at some point in the next few years, we'll have to have a band trip.
Oh, I'd love that.
across,
I'd love that.
do
yeah.
some recording and stuff. That would be. I mean,
Oh,
that's on the
definitely.
cards for
Yeah.
sure.
Definitely. Well, I'd say we planned this trip in a few months. We only really booked this in June or July, and it's only October. So
Yeah.
it can definitely be done, and it'd be class. It'd be class to have the whole lot of years over, like A for recording and work purposes, and B just to have a bit of a holiday.
Chill, man.
yeah.
Chill.
Think of the
So,
vlog.
Go stateside.
Think of the vlog.
Okay, now it's time for.
Quick fire questions.
Alex, have you got a question?
I do have a question. So, in the spirit of the end of October Halloween season, for each of you, what is your favorite and least favorite Halloween movie? And in 2 sentences or less, explain why.
Oh, I've not really watched
You're not,
enough.
you're not
I'm
into
not.
really
Yeah,
horror.
this
this
is
is more
our-
for me and you.
Yeah.
Best. Oh, I like lots.
Yeah.
And it could be any Halloween. It doesn't have to be necessarily a specific genre. It can be
I'm gonna have
funny
to Google
Halloween,
some and see if I've
horrors,
watched any.
Family, comedy, whatever you want.
Yeah. Okay.
I watched a good one years ago. It's not my favourite. It was the first one that came to mind. Ever seen Dead Silence?
Yeah.
Did you like it? I know lots of people didn't like it, but I quite liked it.
I think I liked it. If we're thinking of the same one.
I don't want to give any gruesome details away, just in case people are listening. But
Harry Potter's just come on this
Harry
list.
Potter's
Harry
not a
Potter is
Halloween
not a
film.
Halloween film.
Harry Potter's not a
What
Halloween
stupid
film.
list.
The Dead Silence your favourite?
Dead Silence it's good. I wouldn't say it's my favourite.
I'd say my favourite at the minute because I actually wanted to ask if you wanted to go see the new one because I keep forgetting.
You
'cause-
You've already asked me about this, I think.
Yeah, I think mine is probably going to be at the minute the latest. Well, I say the latest. Once not the latest. Halloween Ends.
Yes.
So the middle one because I watched it like the other night in preparation for watching the new one, which I don't know when we're going to go see it, but we need to go see it.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd probably be my favorite just because I like the franchise and the fact that they did. I don't want to give the game away too much, but they did this amazing thing in the one I'm on about where it flashes back to the original in 1978 and they make it look like the 78 one
Yeah.
to the point where I'm convinced that even the audio of the people talking sounds old. I know that's really
I know what you mean,
psychosomatic.
though.
It sounds like it wasn't recorded. Like what's it called where you do the voices after the fact?
Like overdubbed.
Yeah, but like there's a name for it in film.
ADR.
Voiceover.
Yeah, ADR.
yeah.
ADR.
It sounds like the ADR isn't like done there. It's almost sounds like it's done there and then with a microphone on set.
All right.
I know I could be completely
Yeah,
wrong,
yeah,
but
yeah.
in my head that's how it sounded.
They
And
might
then-
have gone through it, like they might have recorded it with really old gear, maybe,
don't
or
know.
recorded it to tape and done
Maybe.
it to make it try and sound old. I don't
Yeah.
know. Well,
least
So-
favorite. I'm not sure.
I like the. I mean, if you got, I mean, Ghostbusters is. You suppose you could call that a Halloween film. It's a good film.
Yeah.
Is that your
I mean,
least favourite?
it
No,
is a
I like
Oh, you
Halloween
like
film.
Ghostbusters.
It is
So-
definitely a Halloween film, Ghostbusters. It's not a good Halloween film, but it is definitely a Halloween
it's
film.
okay. It's a good
I'm on
family
this
one.
list again, and it's saying The Shining as a Halloween film.
Yes!
Is
Yeah.
it? Because
Yes, The Shining is a
I
Halloween
watched
film.
that for the first time at Liverpool, you, Lyndon,
You
didn't
did.
and
Shining's
it's
good.
fucking great.
It is.
Yeah.
I've
great.
just sworn, but it was bloody great.
It was good. I've
a
not
good movie.
watched that Doctor Sleep
The
thing, which
aye,
is
I
quite
need to-
good.
I've not seen that.
It's good.
But The Shining, yes, that could be my favourite. Actually, now you've said that.
It was just on the list. I was thinking, is it Halloween?
I could
But I
watch
suppose
that
it is, yeah.
anytime.
Yeah.
I love The Shining.
I feel like I made a massive mistake asking this question because I feel like I'm just going to out myself here because you're all giving really like quite adult answers. And
Oh,
all of
here
my
we go.
answers
What's
are
I
yours
like
then?
it as well.
Like,
I like it.
my favourite, I'd be torn between
yeah, we can.
either between Hocus Pocus.
Fair enough.
And you've
or-
been listening to the Lime Tree session. No.
No, I'd be torn either between Hocus Pocus, the original, not the new one, or Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, the movie.
I fucking knew.
Do you know what? That is
I,
a good. Do you know what? I love that one as well.
I knew you were going to say Scooby Doo. You know, I actually knew it.
Hey, those movies
Don't
are
worry, Alex, I'm with you,
absolutely
I'm with you.
belter. Like, I don't care what anybody says. The first one's great. The one where they go to, like, the island with
Yes,
Mr.
Spooky
Bean.
Island.
That one's class.
With Mr.
And then the
Bean.
second one's even better. Like, the one where there's, like, the museum
Rowan
and stuff.
Atkinson.
Honestly. Oh, yeah. I don't want to hear a bad word said about those movies.
No,
and I
No,
they're
care
I'm
good.
the
less.
they
same.
are.
I love
Like-
them, mate. They've shaped my childhood. I love Scooby
They are
Shaved your trail.
absolutely
They have.
fantastic.
Shaved your what the
I also love... I also love Nightmare Before Christmas, but that's kind of a Halloween and a
Yeah,
Christmas
it's
film,
sort of a
so that's
mashup,
kind of
innit?
both. But I'd say either Hocus
great
Pocus,
November
just
film.
because the pure like sadistic humor of the main witch, the red hair, I've forgotten her name,
Isn't it?
It's just funny.
What's the? Oh,
It's Bette Midler who plays
Bette Midler.
her.
That's what I was thinking.
Um,
But I can't remember the name. I can't remember. I've forgotten the name of the
can't remember.
character. But she's just hilarious the whole way through. And then, like I said, Scooby Doo. Like you can't beat Scooby Doo. Two
You
Monsters at
certainly
Leash. That's an
can't.
absolute class. Any ideas for least favourites? I know Lyndon said Ghostbusters. What do you think?
No, I
Joe?
like Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is a least favorite. I wouldn't.
I don't know because I really like horror movies. Like it's my thing.
Yeah.
Like so.
A lot of the Final Destinations can be a bit crap.
Yes,
sometimes.
I would say that. Least
like them.
favourites is the Final
some of them are
Destination
good,
series.
Some of them I just think, oh, okay.
Is that Halloween films though?
Yeah,
Yes,
I'd say
they are
so.
Halloween
But
films.
They're
Yeah.
pretty scary, but
But they're on
They're pretty
Halloween.
crap.
I
normally.
suppose.
Yeah, I'd say that the whole series, Final Destination series.
Oh, I love it.
Which one's the
Word.
one where?
Paranormal Activity doesn't do anything for us either.
I don't
Yeah,
like them. They're just cliche.
I think
Right.
the problem with that series was it went on for too long,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But I like Final Destination. Final
Which one's the
Destination's
Final Destination where she's getting her eyes done and the laser slips? And
good. Number 2.
Is that the-
The first.
Also, what's done with the trees that fall off the back of this lorry and go?
That's
into
the
back?
second
Is
one.
that the second one?
So the first
That's what I've
one,
seen
the
on
first
it.
one's the aeroplane. Oh, I definitely won't watch that on Friday. The second one is the car crash. I can watch
There's
that
a
one.
roller coaster.
Watch that one
isn't there?
anytime.
Which one's
There
that
is,
one?
Third
Third one's
That's
the roller coaster.
That one's okay.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
Fourth one is NASCAR.
Yeah,
Yes, the
where the
NASCAR
wheel
one.
comes out into the
Yeah,
crowd.
and the fifth one is actually my favorite, but I can't remember what the main thing is in that.
The
'Cause-
bus or something?
yes, it's the
I
bus.
think
Yeah,
so.
on the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That is a
It
good one as well.
Because the ending of that, I won't spoil it, but the ending of that is
Yes.
genius. So I'm
Well,
not.
as a final question, maybe since we're on the topic, and then so we can wrap up. Since we're on the topic of series, in a concise answer, including from me, what's your favorite and least favorite film series and why?
I can do that.
All right.
Well, favourite straight away, Star Wars.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
No question, a
Standard.
shadow of doubt. Least favourite, Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
That is
That's
also
my
my least
least as
favorite
well, yeah.
answer.
I mean,
They are.
was there 9 of them now or something? It's like that.
They're all bad and they get progressively worse,
Yes.
which I didn't think was possible. Like after the third one, I was like, it can't get worse than this, and it does.
It does.
It does get worse. And then everyone expected, like controversial take, but everyone expected everyone to have sympathy for the guy who died, and I was
Paul
like,
Walker.
sorry, but like,
Oh, let's
That's-
keep it
that's
PC. Let's keep it PC. Let's.
you know what I mean? Like that's what you're digging if you're driving at those speeds, like for like 9 movies. Eventually, your luck's gonna run out. You know what I mean? Like, you should have stopped making the movies at the third one, and you still would have been alive. You know what I mean? But
Anyway.
okay, so favorite Star Wars, least favorite Fast and Furious.
Yes.
Okay, that's also my least favorite. So I'll say my favorite and then move on. Favorite is torn between Pirates of the Caribbean
Oh, that's a shout.
and Harry Potter. They're my
Harry
two.
Potter's my second, I'd say.
So I'd probably go Pirates, at least up to the 4th one. The new one that's coming out, which doesn't have Johnny Depp in, can go die in a ditch because
Is that
Disney.
still happening though? Is it still happening?
Apparently,
Is it?
apparently it's happening. But the first 4 at least. No, the 5 with him in. The 4th one's not good, but the 5th one is weirdly. Usually, like it gets worse. But
Yeah, I
1,
mean-
2, and 3 are like the trilogy. They're great.
Yeah.
The 4th one's awful because Barbosa's not in that one, but he came back for the 5th one, and that one's actually really funny. So, but no.
No, I'm a big Pirates of the Caribbean fan as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
I think the third movie of that, At World's End, is probably one of the best movies ever made. It's absolutely superb. The one with the big battle at the end, with like the whirlpool and like the end of
Kraken.
the Flying Dutchman trilogy, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Great
me?
series.
Should I go with me?
Yeah.
Least as well is probably Fast and Furious. There's a theme
Mm.
here. Yeah, it's not the best, but
Which is weird from car people, because I like cars.
I know it's
Yeah.
just too over the
Is that
top.
why you don't like it though?
Yeah,
Maybe.
could be.
I mean, one of them did have a Hyundai Elantra in it. I mean, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel if you're going for a Hyundai Elantra. There you go.
But I mean,
I like the cars, I just don't like the actors or the plot.
But my favourite one I hadn't thought of until Alex said Pirates of the Caribbean, but I'd probably have to go Back to the Future.
That was going to be my.
Is that yours?
Well,
That's my
I'll say
favourite.
someone
To the
else 'cause I-
Future.
Back to the Future.
I
yeah.
love
I like
Back
Back
to
to
the
the Future.
Future.
It's
That's
my
up
favourite
there.
film series, definitely.
Wait, how many even is there?
Just
Three.
the 3.
Three?
That's because there's just
The
the 3 of them.
perfect
I was gonna
trilogy.
say,
Yeah.
I think I've only ever seen the first 2. I don't think I've seen the third one.
Get them watched. Get them watched.
You've got to watch them all in one go as well.
You do.
It's the rule.
That's not the answer I thought you were
Oh,
going
I
to come
thought
up
of
with.
another
Start,
answer,
like,
but
Back to the-
no one else is going to like
What? Do
them.
go on then.
Lord of the Rings.
Nah.
I wouldn't say
That's
that.
my
That's
my
my
second
least
last.
favourite.
Jack, what's your other one then?
It's too long.
I was going to say Back to the Future. I had 2 answers, so I'll say
Right,
my
go
other
on,
one.
go on.
Back to the Future is probably me all-time favorite, really. But because we're talking about horror movies, or at least Halloween movies, very controversial. I love the Saw franchise.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, Jack,
I love
you've
the
just
sort-
lost all credibility when it comes to plot lines.
I love like Z-list horror. Do you know what I mean? Where the budget's so low, the acting's terrible, and it's all about the gore. Like, I'm all for that. And Saw is just, I mean, granted, I admit they're not great movies, but I love them.
really.
I absolutely love them. And the new one I wasn't a huge fan of, but the original 7-part series, I thought that was great.
7-part.
Yeah, I mean,
Jeez.
there's now 9 Saw movies, so.
Quick question for you then, Jack, sorry, because you know so much about... I don't really watch a lot of horror movies because I find them really boring. I like thrillers, but horrors to me, they're just very repetitive usually. There's a movie, I don't know if it's part of the Saw franchise or something else. I just remember this scene, I watched it as like a teenager, because I don't watch the movies that much, I don't know about all like the knowledge behind them. But there's a movie where they get like invaded by these like big steel robots that somehow still have human resembling arses.
That's definitely not the Saw
Are you thinking of
franchise.
War of the Worlds?
And they're getting like I know of the worlds. It's different, and they're getting like, I think it is as if it's Scary Movie or what. And they're
Could be,
getting,
I
like,
think it's
pulled-
Scary Movie because they'll be taking them. Do you know what, actually, I really like Scary
The
Movies.
blonde
as well.
girls in it.
Yeah.
The blonde, and they're getting like pulled up by these tentacles and put in these cages, and then eventually they get like sucked up through the arse cheeks, and then suddenly they're inside one of
definitely
like
Scary
the game
Movie.
rooms. Because the fact that they end up in some kind of like torture chamber room, which is what made me think it was from the Saw franchise. But maybe it is Scary Movie.
It's the Scary Movie where they take the piss out of Saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Aye.
Do you know
that
what, I
makes
quite like
sense
Scary Movie films, to be fair. They are
because
funny.
they do end up in like a Saw style like game room after they get sucked through the arse cheeks, and so that's what made me think it was Saw. But I was like, no, I think it is Scary Movie because the blonde girl from Scary Movie is in it.
I think
So,
every
yeah.
Scary Movie takes the piss out of like
It's
3
true.
or 4 other movies.
There's the one where there's aliens that pee out their fingers. Have you seen that one?
I've seen. I
And
know
there's
which
the
one
one
it
where
is.
the woman with the black hair comes out with the well on the TV and things like that.
Yeah, that's the Ring. That they take
The Ring,
piss out
sorry,
of,
the
yeah.
Ring. I think that's 2.5, isn't it? It's like got a weird type. Anyway,
Yes,
I think I'm done with
there
this
is a
conversation,
Scary,
you know.
there is a Scary Movie 2.5.
I think
In fact,
that's what I'm thinking
the,
of.
That's the one where the girl reverses and hits the guy with a car,
Yes,
the little kid with
yes.
a car, and he flies a million miles. Yeah, that one is genuinely funny.
I don't know, I looked
You can
Mine.
tell that
But
me
no.
and Lyndon are horror people and you two are comedy people
Aye.
because like we're just like, what the hell's going on? Like,
And on
Happy
that
Halloween,
bombshell,
everybody.
Yes, on that bombshell.
yes, thank you very much for listening to the Lime Tree Sessions podcast with me, Jack Milcrease.
Linda Fulsker.
Scott Charlton.
Alex Williams.
Don't forget to check out our Halloween cover coming out on Halloween, and we'll see you next week.